Next News, breaking news.
They agreed to the deal, they shook hands, then Democrats stabbed America in the back and walked away, triggering what is now the second longest government shutdown in United States history. But here's what they don't want you to know. A Democrat senator just admitted on camera the real reason they're doing this, and it has nothing to do with protecting American citizens. In fact, he said the quiet part out loud about who Democrats really care about, and it's going to make you pretty angry. What he confessed changes everything about this shutdown. And let me tell you exactly who's paying the price for this Democrat tantrum. Right now, TSA agents are showing up to work without knowing when their next paycheck is coming. Border Patrol officers protecting your community from fentanyl and human traffickers working for free. And it gets worse. Coast Guard recruits, young Americans who sign up to serve this nation, may literally run out of food because the vendors who supply their training centers aren't getting paid. Think about that. Our military could go hungry because Chuck Schumer and his radical allies would rather play political games than fund homeland security. Meanwhile, your town, your neighborhood, and your family remains exposed. Every day the shutdown continues, our borders stay understaffed, our ports stay vulnerable, and the cartels are watching. They know exactly what's happening. The regime that has sworn to destroy us sees our weakness. And Democrats, they're counting on you to not pay attention to what they really walked away from a deal that they already agreed to. So, when I see our service members potentially going without food, it reminds me of why taking care of our health and our families matters more than ever. Let me share something personal with you. For years, Angie battled chronic pain and anxiety from her diagnosis. She went through endless doctor visits, treatments that didn't help, and Gary watched her struggle daily. It broke his heart. Then Jonathan Otto introduced them to red light therapy and changed everything. Her pain vanished. Anxiety was lifted. She's sleeping soundly now. She's full of energy and life again. And Gary's own recovery and vitality, better than guys half of his age. This has been truly life-changing for their family. And this isn't some gimmick. It's backed by NASA research, FDA cleared with studies showing rapid pain relief. And while Democrats in Washington play games with people's lives, we have to take our health in our own hands. Red light therapy gave them their lives back, and it can do the same for you. Now let's get back to exposing exactly why Democrats just admitted about their real priorities. So here's where the story takes a turn nobody saw coming. Senator Brasso just dropped a bombshell on the Senate floor. He revealed video of a Democrat senator confessing on live television who they really care about. And folks, it's not the TSA agents working without pay or the Border Patrol guys. It's not the Coast Guard recruits who are going to go hungry. A sitting Democrat senator said, quote, "The people we care about most are the undocumented, not American citizens, illegal immigrants." Let's look at exactly what these senators are saying. We've known that it's bad, guys. This is pretty rough. So from Senator Ashley Moody, she said, "At a time when we are in conflict with a regime that has sworn to destroy us, the Democrat Party refuses to fund Homeland Security. Has this place lost its mind? This is why everybody hates D.C." Let's see.
Yeah, well, first let me address the frustration with Congress. I am one of the newest U.S. senators here. I just got here this year, and I came here with the intent on saying we are working on the behalf of the people. We are here for we the people, and we need to make sure we stay mission focused on that. Our interests need to prioritize this country, American citizens, and make sure that we are protecting them and making their lives better. And so I have been fully supportive of making sure that we're putting forward rules to suspend senator pay if we can't push through funding. In fact, my colleagues put that on the floor, and the Democrats literally objected and ran out of the room. I also have just filed a resolution to withhold reimbursement for any travel for any senator as long as we are in a shutdown. That needs to be moved. That needs to pass. I for one, believe that we need to start doing things differently here.
And sometimes it takes freshman senators to think of these things, right? If the people that are at the airports aren't getting paid because Congress or the Senate made a decision, maybe they should suffer with them. But the Democrats, they don't care. They want money in their pockets. That's all they care about. They don't care about us. How dare us plebeians, us serfs, care what the ruling folk do. After hearing about Democrats bolting from the room to avoid funding discussions, now we turn to Senator Barrasso, who reveals a shocking admission from a Democrat senator on what truly matters most to them. From Nick's order, holy crap, Senator Barrasso just exposed a Democrat who went live on TV admitting the truth. This is Democrats. The people we care most about, he says, are the undocumented. Let's see.
This is what we're seeing here in this chamber with what the Democrats are doing because they do not want to fund the Department of Homeland Security that keeps our nation safe. Well, there is now circulating that is evident that the Republicans have all seen, which is a member of the Senate, the Democrat member of the Senate, on television telling the nation, this is a clip that when a member of the Senate says, this is a Democrat, the people we care most about, he says, are the undocumented. Not these people who are working every day. The people that Democrats care most about are the undocumented, the illegal immigrants, the people who are not citizens of this country, but are here and have been unleashed into this country, 10 million or more during the Biden administration. And that is what we're talking about here today on the floor, and why we will be voting later today, Mr. President, on the proposal that the Republicans have made that the Democrats agreed to 2 days ago, but now they've withdrawn their support because, as we hear from a Democrat spokesman and a Democrat senator, the people that they care most about are not the citizens of the United States. They're the undocumented, the illegal immigrants who are here among us today.
So I want you guys to tell me in the comments if you think I'm right or wrong, because I say this every time I'm on the show covering for Gary. Congressional seats dictate the Electoral College, right? That's how many votes we need to have to be president, 272, whatever the number is. So when you take out 30 million illegal immigrants, you are losing 40, 45 congressional seats. So that takes away from the amount of votes that go towards president for the Electoral College. They have to die on this hill. If the illegals aren't in this country, or they're not counted in the census, the Democrats lose power for like 40 years. They have to die on this hill. They've based their entire 30, 40, 50, 60-year plan on having that illegals counted inside of our census so they can change the congressional seats, so they can move how many districts a state has. They can control the votes by drawing their districts. That controls the presidency. Think about it. They have to do this. Following Brasso's straight talk about the Democrats' allegiance, we head to the House where lawmakers are fed up with political games threatening the nation's security. From the House Republicans and House GOP, Appropriator Rep. Crunch, can't pronounce, helped negotiate a bipartisan DHS bill until Democrats walked away for political games. Even during the second largest shutdown in history, Dems prioritized chaos over our security. Let's see.
As Vice Chairman of the House Appropriations Subcommittee on Homeland Security, I directly worked on this funding bill. And I can assure you that we did this funding bill in coordination, cooperation, and work with Democrats. They worked on this bill. They agreed to it. They were okay with it. And this was going through until they decided to let political games and political extremism come into play and now putting people's lives in danger. We owe it to these men and women to provide the certainty of their next paycheck, not chaos. And we owe it to our constituents to prioritize national security, not political extremism.
Millions of people are not getting paychecks, they're not getting food in their houses, and they might have to go on government subsidies just to survive the shutdown that the Democrats did. At least this time they're almost admitting it and owning up to it. They're almost saying it's their fault. Like, oh yeah, well, we don't want to do this because we can't get rid of the illegals. But they're going to let American citizens suffer so they can get the illegals counted in the census and have more congressional seats and therefore control American politics for decades. This is their game. As officials in the House lay out their stance against chaos, a Coast Guard admiral sounds the alarm on practical impacts, the food shortages for the recruits amidst this prolonged shutdown. From RNC Research, we have Coast Guard Admiral Thomas Allen says the Democrat shutdown may force them to go without food. Our service members without food because of the Democrats and their selfishness.
How has the current shutdown disrupted recruiting, training, and your programs?
Sir, thank you for that question. Just a couple points on that. So as we try to get recruits to our training center, Cape May, we're seeing about a 10% delay in those guys actually getting there. So we are already falling behind on the numbers that are there. Second, our food services culinary specialists that make the food there, they rely on vendors in the towns to deliver food. We are not paying those vendors anymore, and we're worried that any day they're going to stop showing up with food to pay our recruits that are at our training centers and our other places.
Thank you.
And I think while we've had great retention, now we are dealing with, hey, if you go to other services, you'll get paid. DHS continues to be a question.
Which I don't understand how the Coast Guard, which is a branch of the military, got moved off of the Pentagon side. And they actually did the other stuff that they weren't supposed to do. So there it is, folks. The mask is completely off. Democrats had a bipartisan deal. Representative Kiskomani confirmed it. They worked on it together. They agreed to do it. Then suddenly political extremism took over and they walked away. And why is that? Because funding the Department of Homeland Security means enforcing the border. It means supporting the 10 million illegal Bidens unleashed into our country, plus the 20 million that was here. And that has Democrat senators admitted those are the people they care most about. Not you, not our military, not the men and women keeping this nation safe. Senator Moody tried to suspend congressional pay during the shutdown. You know what the Democrats did? They objected and literally ran out of the room. They won't even hold themselves accountable while Americans suffer. So sad. This is what we're dealing with in 2026, guys. A Democrat party so captured by radical open border ideology that they've let Coast Guard recruits go hungry. They've left TSA agents go unpaid, and they abandoned the deal they agreed to. They even helped write it, all to protect illegal immigrants over American citizens. President Trump is fighting to secure this nation, and they're fighting to stop him at any cost. And the question is simple. Whose side are you on? Share this video with everybody who needs to see what Democrats just admitted. And drop a comment below. Do you think Democrats should be forced to give up their paychecks during shutdowns? I think yes, but let me know yes or no. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss when we expose the truth that they're trying to hide. If you want to show your support for American First journalism, check out the Next News merch shop at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. And don't forget to sign up for the raw feed text alerts at 844-840-4963. My name is Tom McCullough. Stay informed, stay free. God bless.
The system controls information. Information control is power. I want you to see this. Truth only survives together. They don't want this shared. Share this now.